Hi there, I'm Karen Owoc, and welcome to Karen About Your Health. We're on location today at the North Oakland Senior Center, and our guest is Mary Collet from the Public Health Department's Nutrition Services. Now, healthy eating is important to all of us, and today Mary's going to tell us why it's especially important in seniors. We'll ask her about some of the main concerns and what contributes to these nutritional problems and how they can minimize their risks. So stay tuned, don't go away. Some of the answers may surprise you.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to see you.
I'm good, thanks.
Have a seat and we'll just have a little chat.
Great.
Well, first, would you tell us about your role with the Public Health Department?
Yes. Well, one of my major roles with the Public Health Department is to facilitate senior healthy living champions for change groups, is what we call them. I facilitate 5 throughout Alameda County, 4 are in Oakland, and 1 is in San Leandro, and 1 is actually here in the North Oakland Senior Center. And these groups work on health and nutrition issues, and they create healthy living goals for themselves. And then they also look at ways that they can improve their community and environment to support those healthy changes.
Now, infants, children, adults, they all have nutrient needs. Now, what are the special needs for the senior?
Well, the nutrition concerns of the seniors really relate to the physiological changes that occur as we age. We tend to lose lean body mass and gain fat, and our bones become a bit weaker. Our immune system doesn't function as well. And we can't absorb or metabolize certain nutrients, certain vitamins and minerals as easily. And so because of that, there are some nutrients that are a main concern for the seniors. Vitamin D, calcium, and B12 are of utmost concern. First, our energy needs also change. We don't need as many calories. We don't need...
Unfortunately.
Yes, we don't need as many calories as we do when we were younger because we don't have as much lean body mass and because we tend to be less active. So because of that, we need to concentrate on eating foods that are very rich in nutrients. I call them high nutrient dense foods. Fruits and vegetables, whole grains. We also need to focus on good quality protein foods. Lean chicken, fish, lean beef, pork tenderloin, even beans. Good quality protein sources, those help maintain our lean body mass as well as our bones. Older folks also need to be concerned with calcium and vitamin D. Vitamin D is necessary to help us absorb calcium because osteoporosis, the weakening of the bones, is of utmost importance as we age. We cannot absorb calcium as well, nor do we get as much vitamin D from the sun, and our skin cannot produce it as readily as it does when we're young.
And especially with sunscreens that are blocking out the sun.
Yes, absolutely. And homebound seniors aren't exposed to the sun as much, and we tend just not to get out as much outdoors as we used to. So if you are concerned about vitamin D and calcium, you should be taking a look at what your intake of the dairy products, low-fat milk, non-fat milk, cottage cheese, yogurt, as well as green leafy vegetables are a very good source of calcium. And vitamin D, hard to get from just food sources. Salmon's a good source of vitamin D, mackerel and sardines, but we can't tend to eat enough of those to get the vitamin D we need. So older folks should take a look at what foods they're eating that are fortified with vitamin D, or consult with their physician in terms of whether they need a calcium supplement with a vitamin D.
And they really need to talk to their doctor about supplementing with vitamins, right? Because of the fact that some vitamins can be toxic in
yes,
too large of a quantity.
Yes, the fat-soluble vitamins can become toxic. Also, depending on what medications you might be using, you need to check with your physician in terms of if there's any nutrient and drug interactions. B12 is also an issue, or the complex B vitamins is also an issue for older folks. Those B complex vitamins are necessary to release energy from our food. And for some reason, the elderly can't absorb, or many elderly, about 30%, can't absorb enough of B12 to meet their needs. And this relates to our risk of heart disease and stroke. If you don't have enough B vitamin, then your risk for heart attack and stroke can increase. So again, there are foods out there are fortified with vitamin B12. Another good source are meats and dairy.
Now, obesity and overweight, those are concerns for many of us. How is it specifically a concern for the senior person?
As we age, we're more at risk for cardiovascular disease, we're more at risk for diabetes, some forms of cancers, and stroke. And being overweight just makes our risk even higher.
Mm-hmm. Now, on the other end of the spectrum with the underweight, tell us about that and how you deal with that in seniors.
Well, underweight is also very much of a problem. You see some frail older people. Mm-hmm. When you're underweight, you're more prone to get ill and you're more prone to have injuries. And that tends to just get to be a spiral downhill. You end up in the hospital and one thing leads to the next. There are many reasons that older people can become underweight. Sometimes they're isolated, which leads to depression. Then they don't have much of an appetite. Mm-hmm. Alcoholism, smoking, our smell and taste change. Mm-hmm. And sometimes because of that, we're not as interested in cooking or preparing foods mm-hmm. or even eating foods.
And a lot of seniors, they live by themselves.
Yes.
Not everybody wants to cook for just themselves. And so I'm really impressed with the dining area that you have, because it's not only a nutritional, a place to get nutrients, but it's a place to socialize.
Socialization. Right. I mean, socialization is one thing for the elderly that's keen. As we all know, it's much more fun to eat with people than to eat by yourself.
Right.
So if they can get out of their house and get to a community center or a senior center and socialize, they're apt to get a bit more nutrition.
Now, we've talked a lot about food. How about water? How important is water for the senior?
Water's vital for maintaining our health in general. And if we don't have enough water, the first thing that sometimes happens is people just feel a little dizzy, but then it can lead to muscle spasm, kidney dysfunction. You're more at risk for bladder cancer if you're not getting enough water, and ultimately you can die from not getting enough water. It's really important for the elderly, or they're more at risk because their total body has less water than a younger person.
Because of the muscle mass.
Because of the muscle mass, exactly. They have less muscle mass. And also their thirst sensation isn't as keen as it is in a younger person. Mm-hmm. So they don't understand that they're thirsty or need water. Mm-hmm. Some seniors, mobility is an issue, so they're not getting up and getting a drink of water.
Right.
And others have lack of bladder control. Mm-hmm. And so they're sometimes purposely limit their intake.
I've seen that a lot, that they don't want to drink the water because of
they're afraid they're going to have an accident.
Yes,
so,
or have to go.
Yeah, or have to go. They're somewhere and they're going to have to go. They're embarrassed to get up or whatever. It's particularly in summer months, and when a lot of seniors now are exercising. We see this at the senior center. We have activity going on here. And so if they're exercising, they're going to be perspiring and they're going to be losing some water. So it's really important to hydrate. I recommend them trying to strive for 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. But I also want to emphasize to seniors, you can get water from eating fresh fruits and vegetables.
And I don't think a lot of people realize that they could eat their
fluids. They can eat the fluid, especially in the summer. Fruits like watermelon. I mean, you're eating that watermelon, you know that it has a lot of water.
It's a lot of water. Now, I'm real impressed with the exercise center you have here and the opportunities to exercise. How important is physical activity for the senior citizens?
There's research out there saying that exercise is like the #1 anti-aging medicine. Mm-hmm. Exercise improves our muscle tone, our muscle strength, and so someone's going to get more lean body or maintain their lean body mass if they exercise.
And can therefore consume more calories.
Then they consume more calories, yes. They also going to help with flexibility and coordination, and that's going to help reduce their risk for falling down. It also not only improves your physical being, but your emotional being. It improves our mood, There's research showing that it improves people's sleep. It improves our brain. You can grow more brain cells by exercising. So it helps our memory, and so would help with dementia. So, and not only that, it's very enjoyable, it's very fun. As you can see, the seniors here exercising are just really having a ball.
Right. So it's an opportunity to socialize again.
Yes, yeah.
Now, physical activity can also include gardening, walking, shopping even, because they're out there moving and using all their muscles, especially gardening.
What I really try to emphasize with the seniors that I work with is just become physically more active. And there are many ways to do that. And if you're not doing any physical activity right now, start slow. Start with 5 to 10 minutes of walking or gardening or dancing if you like it. And gardening's another good reason to garden, is you're going to be getting that vitamin D.
Absolutely. Now finally, some seniors are on fixed incomes or are even in poverty. How do you suggest that they meet their nutrient needs?
It is an issue. I mean, there are a lot of seniors that are low income, and I boil it down to kind of the 3 Ps. We talk about planning, purchasing, and preparing. And planning is the key. If you want to eat well, you need to think about what you're going to eat, what you're going to cook for that upcoming week. You want to look to see what you have on hand, what healthy staples you already have on hand. You have a supply of milk, eggs, your cereals, your whole grain breads, your canned foods like beans, canned meats, canned tuna. You make your shopping list, go to the store, stick to that shopping list, and look for things that are on sale. If we're telling you to eat the fruits and vegetables, you can get frozen, you can get canned, but you can get also fresh fruits and vegetables that are in season and are going to be at lower cost when they're in season. Check the generic brands and the store brands versus the other name brands of foods, because these are usually less costly.
Some of the local farmers markets could help them save some money too and really get fresh produce.
Well, and also some of the local farmers markets now in Alameda County accept food stamps.
They do.
EBT cards is what they use now. So if you're not on food stamps, you might consider applying for food stamps. If you do shop the farmers market, check to see if they will accept them. Then when you go back at home, real important to think about how you can stretch that meal. If you cook chicken one night and you have a little leftovers, either freeze it for a next meal or for a future meal, or consider using it for lunch or dinner the next day. You never know how you're going to feel when you get up in the morning. You might have one of those low energy days, so it's really important to have some of those healthier items in stock.
Right. Well, you've given us a lot of great information today. Thank you so much for being here, Mary.
And thank you, Karen.
Now, if you'd like more information on this subject, you can go to our website at the Alameda County Public Health Department, or you can just give us a call. I'm Karen Owoc. See you again on Karen About Your Health.